Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam. This is a text attributed to Adi Shankara. We've already seen the meaning of it. The meaning of the title, Bhajagovindam. We have seen Govinda, one who is found through the words of the Shastra, words used in a very measured and a deliberate way as a pedagogical device, as a methodology of teaching, which is known in Sanskritam as Lakshana, indicatory words. Words do not describe Brahman because Brahman cannot be described. They are not attributes of the Brahman like big, blue, fragrant lily, lotus. So, they are not attributes. The words are neither descriptions nor attributes. And so, what are they? Indicatory words. And what are they indicating? You. So you being self-effulgent, self-evident Atma, you recognize yourself in these words. Oh, me, who me? Wonderful. That is the idea. Since the object that is being pointed out is not the object at all, since it is the subject, then it is very, very easy, and it is self-referential. So the words just point to that which needs to be recognized as such, because it's not that I don't recognize myself. The person recognizes himself or herself as an idiot. That's the problem. And here, the idiocy is removed by revealing that the person is Satchidananda. That is the idea. So these are words called Lakshana. More about that later. This much is enough for me. So here in the first stanza, Bhajagovindam, we already know what that means. Worship Govinda, adore Govinda, the one who is found through words of Veda and meaning Vedanta. Adore that Ishvara, that Bhagavan, and by Samprapte Sannihite Kale. Sannihite means Sannihita means near. You know, in Paniniya Sutras and all, Sannihita comes near. You know, Sannihita means near. Near what? Near the end. It is not talked about here. End time. What is end time? When it is time to say bye-bye to this universe. End of life. Samprapte Sannihite Kale. When that end of the time is reached, the first stanza says, Nahi nahi rakshati, will not protect. What will not protect you? Dukrit karane, grammar rules of Panini will not protect you. Here is a caveat. Everybody will still continue with the Sanskrit classes tomorrow. Okay? Yeah. Don't say, oh, we are studying Bhajagovindam. There the grammar rules were told to be given up in the first two stanza itself. So therefore, I'm absenting myself from Sanskrit. Okay. Here the idea is very different. I'll tell you the story behind this. It is then that Adi Shankara was walking with 14 disciples. We only know 4, but I'm sure there were many. So 14 Shishyas in total he was walking. In Varanasi, by banks of the same Ganga that flows through Varanasi, a holy city. And there he saw a 92-year-old Pandit, Pandit Ji. What was the Pandit Ji doing? Dhatu Patha. Dhatu Patha, if you don't know what it is, be prepared to be petrified. Okay, so Dhatu Patha is a list of 2,100 verbs, root verbs in the Sanskrit language, and the only way to know them is to sit and memorize them along with their swaras. And then they have indicatory letters in the beginning, and then they have indicatory letters at the end as well, just for fun. And indicatory letters means the syllable in the beginning of the root verb tells you what class it comes in and what is its behavior. The indicatory letter at the end tells you many things. Whether it declines one way, or which way it declines, all these things. What are its functions? Which suffixes it will take and it will not take. It is like a computer language, the language of thought. So one such verb here is to crim. That's why do crim. Do. See? Yeah. Totally there's a lot of signage. This way you'll never forget this. Lot of signage between Sanskrit and so to do. Why is there a do? A do is the it letter which makes this. There are two other verbs like that. Do pajash, paake, and do dance, dane, to give. That also has a do there. And then do, of course, the verb to do has do in the front of it. And then, but to cook also has do in front. Now, why this do? Why this big to do about this do in front? What is this do doing? This do is actually telling the person who knows the grammar. The do is saying that these three root verbs will take a particular pratyaya. Pratyaya means a suffix. They will take a particular suffix which has a particular meaning. Like trim, the trim pratyaya, they will take. Kritrimam means put together falsely. Somebody is very well disguised. Kritrimam. Or are these flowers real? No, they are kritrimam. See, that is the function of the do there. And then paktrimam. Only these three roots will take. That's why they have the do. As soon as you see the do, they say, oh, these suffixes it can take. You know. Paktrimam. So, pakaha means cooking. Some kind of a dish is called pakaha. But then paktrimam is something thrown together. You take a whole lot of leftovers, mix them up, put some cheese on it, then put it in the oven, and then you just make do. Okay, that's why it's called do. Do pajash. Make do. Make do with the ingredients that you have. One person gave her mother-in-law, a person I know, gave her mother-in-law a book for Christmas. And the book name was How to Cook with Peas. Not with the vegetable, with the peas, with the waste of the vegetable. How to cook with waste. And the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law had a great synergy. The mother-in-law was thrilled. She said, oh, such a lovely book. And in fact, what do you think? Whatever her name was, she said, shall we make the whole Christmas dinner with this book? And then suddenly the next day the book disappeared. The father and the son ate the book until Christmas was over. They found cooking with peas not very appealing. Okay, and so they ate the book. And so if the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo had and succeeded with cooking with his cookbook, it would have become Paptrimam, not Christmas dinner. Do you understand the meaning of Paptrimam? Tatrimam, same thing. Somehow giving, like that, false. The sense of kind of put together, sense of as that falseness about it. So here is this poor Pandit ji memorizing his Sanskrit tables, dhatu tables. Dhatu means root verbs. Root verbs which are not yet, they are not yet verbs. They are sounds to which a meaning has been assigned, and then they have to go through certain operations to become a verb. This is what is called root verb. Dhatu. So here is the Pandit ji reciting all this, impressing everybody near and far because they see him reciting and they say, oh, you can say the Pachash, you can say the Grim, you can say all these things. We don't know all any of these things. They just look like sounds to us. He is so educated, so erudite, so wonderful. And Adi Shankara sees him, and apparently extempore he composes this Bhajagovindam. The meter is easy, and it's and then the 14 disciples were very, very happy. They also each one composed one verse. So this is co-authored by Adi Shankara and his disciples. So the first 12 verses supposedly are composed by him, and they are called Dvadasha Manjarika. Manjarika is a kind of a necklace of 12 verses, a row of 12 verses. Then the other remaining verses are called Chaturdasha Manjarika, 14 verses. That is somehow the more or less the grouping. But you can't tell the difference. It is so well composed, thanks to the blessing of Bhagavan Adi Shankara on his disciples. Each one must have been brilliant, and it is the transition is very, very seamless. So that is the thing. So Pandit means what? Pandit means Pandaha Asya Asti iti Panditaha. Panda means knowledge. Knowledge of anything it can be. Need not be self-knowledge. Panda strictly means self-knowledge, but it is colloquially used for any kind of knowledge. In those days, if one was a Pandit, one was very proud of the fact that one was very, very proud, very, very, what's the word? Full of themselves, very erudite. And to illustrate this, how proud the Pandits were, there is a story told. One Pandit ji wanted to cross the river and go to the other side. And then the unlettered, the one ferryman, the one who had never even seen the school building from inside, only from outside he had seen it. This man was ferrying him across. Pandit ji started to say, do you know Shastra? No, Pandit ji. 1/4 of your life is gone. Do you know Sahitya, literature? No, Pandit ji. Half your life is wasted, gone. Do you know Vyakarana? Grammar. क्या करना पंडित जी? What to do with Vyakarana? क्या करना? I don't know. 3/4 of your life is gone. Then Pandit ji felt something chilly under his feet, wet and chilly, and nobody was doing Pada Puja. What was that? The boat had sprung, as they say, a leak. The ferryman now asked, "You know how to swim, Panditji?" "No, I don't know how to swim." So the whole life is gone. So this is to illustrate this empty erudition. The erudition empty means an erudition that is not Vedanta, is empty erudition from the standpoint of this work. What's the use? You know grammar rules. They're not going to save you. As they did not save this Panditji, he knew all the grammar rules. The Panditji of the story knew all the grammar rules, knew everything. What happened? Glub, glub, glub. That's what happened. So, grammar rules are not going to save you. And your erudition is not going to save you. If anything that's going to save you is the knowledge that you're already saved. That's the only thing that's going to save you. That is the idea. And therefore, Bhajagovindam is one title for this work. It has another title called Moha Mudgara. Moha from Muh, to be deluded. Muhyati is deluded. Deluded from the truth of one's own nature, from the truth of that which is represented by Govinda, totally deluded. So moha is a masculine noun from muh, the root verb. From that same root verb, we can make nouns, we can make verbs, we can make adjectives, depending upon what kind of suffixes you add. It's just amazing. The suffixes and prefixes are the whole language. So moha means delusion, masculine noun. Mohasya mudgaraha, moha mudgaraha. What is mudgara? Mallet, a hammer that breaks through the thick-headed delusion and wakes the person up. A hammer that dismantles, that demolishes delusion. That's why it is called Moha Mudgara. So the grammar rules are not going to rescue you. That is the first one. At the last minute. Then if we study the Bhagavad Gita, it says, at the last minute, and if even at the last minute of life, if you gain this knowledge, let's say a person gains the knowledge, I know, I'm everything. I am the air that I breathe, I am the sky that I see, I am the tree, I am the bee, the one who knows, dies off. Still there will not be coming back, no rebirth for this person. Free of samsara, gains moksha even at the last minute. So that's why the last minute is talked about here, because in two places in the Bhagavad Gita, this last minute comes first at the end of the second chapter, and then at the middle of the eighth chapter. Middle of the eighth chapter also, we have this. Antakale chamameva smaran mukva kadevram te prayati. The ones who leave this body with me in mind, with me as their ultimate goal, even at the last minute, they are also freed and they don't need to come back. That is the way. So hearing this, somebody can say, oh, the last minute is very far away. Why should I think of Vedanta now? Why should I think of the knowledge of non-duality now? Last minute is far. How far away it is, who knows? Who knows when the last minute strikes? We don't know. And so therefore, in the first verse, in the first stanza, there is a certain kind of urgency that get this knowledge now. The urgency as the Mundaka Upanishad will describe it, is like a person whose hair is on fire. Let's say your hair is on fire. Okay? When you're just jumping up and down, no, no, no. And then somebody says, look, pond, right there, just a few yards away. There's a pond, run. So as you're going, you see a Starbucks. You say, oh, let me just get a refill. Let me just get a coffee and then go further and then dunk my head in the water. If you stop to get coffee, you will be offy. That's what. You will be gone. No time. You don't look to the left. Whether there is Starbucks or some favorite restaurant, nothing you see. You go straight to the water. This is called Shiro Vratam. And then the Mundaka Upanishad says, do not give this knowledge to somebody who has not performed this tapas. And what is this tapas? To carry light coals, burning coals. First you have to shave the head. Oh, I've done that. I can do that. Been there, done that, no problem. Okay. On the newly shorn head, keep a basket of live burning coals. First, when the hair being on fire, the head is on fire now. And then you do 3 rounds of the ashram and then come and put the whole thing, the basket at the feet of the teacher and say, please teach. The teacher will say, okay, you can sit in the class. Now the adhikaritva was established and he says, this is called Shiro Pratam, a tapas concerning the head. And so if this head tapas has not been done, please do not give this knowledge to anybody who hasn't done this. That's how it used to be. So that means that there is an urgency in the want to be free. Just like when the head is on fire, one does not stop and go shopping. No time to shop. You just want the water source. A source that cools the hot fires of samsara through which the head is burning. And that urgency must be there. That's why this last minute is talked about both here and in the Bhagavad Gita. Let's look at the next verse. Mudhajahi dhanaka Krishna Sadbuddhim manasi vidrishna Yallabhase nija karmopatam Vitam tena vinodaya chetam. Mudha means deluded one. Sometimes translated as fool. It's not fool. Oh, ye deluded one. Vocative case. You're calling out to the person who is deluded. Deluded means what? In terms of priorities. Priorities means this thing called, what the Bhagavad Gita calls Purushartha Nishchaya has not taken place. What is Purushartha Nishchaya? Nishchaya, ascertainment. Purushartha, what one wants. What I really want, that ascertainment has not taken place, and so everything shines as something wantable. Everything shines. Yes, I want that too, I want this too. And then you tell the person, come, study Vedanta. You say, no, I'm very busy, I have many things to do. All those things that one is doing has no meaning without Vedanta. When Vedanta is there, everything becomes meaningful. Vedanta is not one more thing to pursue among so many other pursuits. This is the mistake everybody makes. I don't have time. My plate is full. Your plate is not full. If your plate was full, you won't be seeking to do so many things everywhere. There is an emptiness. That's why you're filling up the plate with all kinds of dead end pursuits that leave you deadened to the reality of life. So therefore, that's why one is deluded. One is called deluded. Deluded as to the priorities, not knowing that this pursuit, when it is done, all other pursuits fall in line, and in fact they have meaning. In fact, if you decide to pursue moksha, all other pursuits are taken care of. Everything is taken care of because you're doing what you're meant to do. Other things take care of themselves. And so this pursuit is this pursuit is that which is not one more pursuit. It's the only pursuit. Arthakama pursuits are called as such, and they are counted as different, separate, from the standpoint of one's own ajnanam, from the standpoint of one's own, what is ajnanam? Ignorance. From the standpoint of ignorance. If the Shastra had said there is only one pursuit and that is moksha, nobody would pursue the Shastra. That's why the Shastra has to spell it out and say, all right, here is dharma for those who are devotional and who want to do the right thing. Here is dharma. And then after dharma has been accomplished, go and have some artha. Because you're so insecure, go do whatever you need. Earn some money, get a job, get married. Why? Because one feels limited. And the person you marry also feels limited. Limited plus limited, private limited. Doubly limited. That's what it is. Limited plus limited, limitless, it doesn't give. How can it give that? Yes. That's what it is. Then limited queue after the child comes. That's all it is. Limitation doesn't go. Other person also feels equally limited. That's why this is this is the institution that is gotten into. Then what? Then that is what? That is what makes one Buddha deliberate as to the priorities in life. If you want to get married, no problem. But know that it is a finite pursuit. In the Hindu Dharma, we don't have this problem. Marriage is a means to an end. It's not considered an end in itself. If you consider marriage to be an end, it ends. That's what it is. Marriage is something to outgrow. That is the whole purpose of marriage, is to outgrow it. This sounds incredulous, but that is the truth. You look in India, you look at the generation of grandmothers, grandfathers, how they live. I have never seen in generation of people who are in their 80s, late 70s and 80s right now. I have never seen them say to each other, I think we need to spend more time together. In fact, they don't want to spend time together. They've lived with each other for 50 years and they've had it, and that's enough. He lives his own life. She goes for a walk with her own friends, and then they live like that, they do their own things. At meal times they meet. Oh, you're still alive. Oh, okay. That's all. Sorry? What is not true? I can't hear. be, but here I'll talk to you after the class. You take the spirit of it. Many people don't outgrow. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Hindu dharma and its intentions behind the marriage. It's very clear in the vows they take in the Saptapadi. That is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the intention of how the marriage is constituted. You look at the rituals, it will tell you. There is a very interesting ritual called Kashi Yatra, where after agreeing to get married, the group says, I'm off to go to Kashi. I don't want this marriage. Kashi means a place of learning, Vedanta. Kashi is north. North is moksha. I'm going in pursuit of moksha. And then the parents of the daughter, the bride's parents, come and tell the groom, they don't say don't go. They say this is a very difficult quest to do by oneself. Take her with you. Mam Kanyam Su Alankrita, this beautiful girl that we have, she's also headed the same place. It's not that her goal is separate from it. Everyone is headed to Kashi, represented by moksha. Outweigh the dependency and need for one another that one had at the beginning of the marriage. That is emotional maturity. That is what the marriage can give if it is used properly. And we see that in the elderly people. We see that. Then, this is Purushartha Nishchaya. Same thing with children also. If the Purushartha Nishchaya has been made, even if you have children, it's wonderful. But you know when to let go, when to allow them to live their own lives, when they are old enough, you know, and you allow them to be. And so, when the Purushartha Nishchaya is not made, then the mind and the pursuits are just mired in this verse, in many things, but in this verse, money as a source of security is highlighted. Or we'll see some other.